Stewart's single ingredient freeze-dried treats are a great solution because they have only one ingredient, freeze-dried, to lock in nutrition and flavor.
Dogs can't resist them, and you can feel good about treating or training with these treats. Let me tell you something that is absolutely true. Have you ever seen AI where they make a dog look like it's smiling and it's the creepiest thing ever because it looks like a human smile? My dog did that when he had these treats. I mean, my dog is pretty nice to me. I have a sweet, sweet dog, Bueller. I love him. And he's always nice to me, but he's never been as obsessed with me as after when I gave him these treats. He loves them. He literally follows me around for the next hour begging for more. They're really, really, really solid, really good. It's real meat, and they are just little freeze-dried treats you give them. They love them. Visit stewartpet.com to learn more. That's STEWART pet.com.
At Saks.com, it's easy to find your new vibe. Dive into the Western trend with gold cowboy boots from Staud, or go full 90s throwback with platforms from Prada.
You can shop Saks.com for everything on your agenda, whether it's a breezy Zimmermann dress for a garden party or a bright Chloe blazer for brunch.
Find inspiration for your new vibe every day at Saks.com.
Audible offers an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre.
As an Audible member, you can choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog. The time is now, more than ever, to embrace the breathtaking, sinister, and shocking tales that have enthralled you, especially with brand new exclusive thrillers from best-selling authors who are guaranteed to keep you gripped.
Right now, one thing that I'm very interested in taking a listen to is The Daughters of Block Island, which is currently #1 on the mystery, thriller, and suspense list. So that is definitely going into my queue.
New members can try Audible free for 30 days.
Visit audible.com/crappens or text crappens to 500-500. That's audible.com/crappens or text crappens to 500-500.
Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Hello and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast about all that crap on Bravo that we just love to talk about. I'm Ben Mandlicker, and joining me today is the wonderful and hilarious Ronnie Karam. Hi, Ronnie. How's it going?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Super excited that we are
too.
just... Yeah, it's May, first of all.
It is.
It's gonna be May. It is May. We have our big show at the Netflix is a Joke Comedy Festival happening tomorrow night, May 3rd, in Hollywood at the Ovation Complex at the Kookaburra Lounge. It's going to be at 9:30 p.m. We are recapping House Hunters. We're going to do the Nudist House Hunters that aired last week, which is, it's just on YouTube TV right now because it's like a brand new, fresh episode. Ronnie, do you remember what it's called? The episode's called, by any chance? I can look it up.
It's called Nudist Newcomers in Florida or something like that. If you put Nudist Florida, it'll show up there on your YouTube
Nudist
TV.
House Hunters. So we are...
House Hunters Gone Wild. It's our first foray into House Hunters Gone Wild.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I am very intrigued to see how this is gonna work out. So we will be recapping that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We love doing House Hunters, and we feel like this will be a great opportunity because I feel like everyone in LA is fairly obsessed with houses. So, plus also with the House Hunter episodes that take place in Florida are always hilarious. So we'll be doing that. And then later in the month, we are going to Europe. And oh, by the way, for the show in LA, there's literally now 2 tickets left. So if you hear this in time, take one of the 2 tickets because it's going to be sold out by the end of the sentence. And London, our London show is pretty much sold out. There are some VIP tickets left, but everything else is waitlist. So if you are dying to see us there, check out those VIP tickets. But we also have shows in Dublin and in Birmingham. So come see us in Europe. WatchOurCrappens.com for all your tickets. And that's all I have to say about this matter.
That's great. Also, we told Vanderpump Villa to go fuck itself. We're no longer going to cover that. So if you want to check out the last piece of coverage, go check it out on Patreon along with this video, which is where you'll get all of our videos. And just to say it again, because it felt so good, fuck you, Vanderpump Villa. Okay? I hope you die.
I had
Okay.
some really choice words about that show, and I was holding them in for several weeks, and I let loose. I let loose on the bonus
We opened the
episode.
floodgates.
You guys
great.
don't understand. It was a lot. So check out the bonus episode if you want to hear that.
Okay, so let's move on to this episode, shall we? It's The Valley. What happened to the Randy Newman music? I miss rip-off Randy Newman.
What?
You guys can't start a whole season of a show with the guy from Toy Story. I need songs about Woody and Buzz to open every show. And like, parking in the valley is good. I love parking in the valley. Where's that song? What is this? What is this like faux, soft adult contemporary rock from Amazon Music streaming services? Okay, I need Randy Newman back.
That's the trajectory of life in the valley. You move out there, you're like, I love LA. Do, 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 do. And then like eventually you're just like, what happened to my life? I'm
Randy
going
Newman
to
literally died in a
Marshalls.
parked car of heat stroke in the valley. Okay, that's what happened to him.
I actually know who did. Oh no, I was thinking of someone else. Never mind. But
No, don't say an actual person that died of heat stroke in a car in the valley, Ben. No, bad.
that's kind of what the valley's about. The point is, I don't know what happened to that music. I think as this show has really gone from being a show about like we're just like young parents in the valley trying to make it happen to we all hate each other and we are racing to the divorce court. The music
also
has become more
that-
somber.
It's also become just about that friend group who just realizes they have sociopaths amongst them and how they deal with them while still being their friends, which I kind of like. And in a way, I guess you could say most of the shows on Bravo are about that. But Kristen and Jax are both completely on a rampage at all times. And it's just, Jax is doing it on purpose. I think Kristen to an extent does it on purpose, but it's just her nature. You know what I mean? And it's like, how do you deal with a person with, I don't know, it's not nice to, what do you call it when you tell people they have an illness? Diagnose people. And I'm no doctor, so I can't diagnose people. But just in TV diagnoses, like, what do you do when your friend has personality, like borderline disorder? What do you do? You know? And this is a very interesting study on that. And it's also a study on like everybody else is a narcissist too. So like, how do they deal with it? You know? And most of it is like, well, how do I leverage Kristen for more attention for myself? Or like in Janet's case, like, how do I leverage Kristen to drop bombs and then get more gossip for me? And it's just all very interesting. I feel like we've all gone through it in a way, guys. I mean, whose boobs don't leak? Am I right? Mine sweat.
I mean, it's interesting that the central thesis you're presenting is like, how do these people leverage other people's personality disorders for their own benefit? And I'll say that Janet and Jason, they lost. They did not leverage well because what they leveraged was having to take care of Jax Britney's kid for a night. So that's not how you leverage. I'm just going to say it
Well,
right
I
now.
thought you were going to point out that we leverage it for our livelihoods because
We leverage it also for our
we're pretty
joy.
good at it. Let's face it.
Look, there's like I have issues with my posture. I'm always trying to correct my posture, and it's been an ongoing, it's a lifelong journey for me. And in those moments when I'm like, damn it, like, will I ever have good posture? I watch The Valley and I say, it could be worse. It could be worse. There could be worse things in life, you know? So that's how I leverage The Valley. I
I
leverage
look
it
at my
to
posture as Bette
make me
Midler
feel better.
posture. I've got Bette Midler posture, and I'm not going to apologize to anyone for it.
You know what I love? Bette Midler hands too, because it's not just the posture; it's the way she hangs her hands in front of her like this, just like limp houseplants. You know, she walks like this.
Yeah.
It's part of a whole package. That
I
I
got
enjoy.
news for you.
I do it.
Okay, so we have that naturally. We're gay.
Yeah.
We have that when we don't think that we have that. Like when we stand at airports and stuff. We both do it. I've looked down at both of our hands and we literally will stand there waiting for a plane like Bette Midler.
Yeah,
Getting
oh
our
my
nails
God.
dried in the
I remember, and when I was in like elementary school, I would always stand around in recess with my hands like that. I would just stand around, just like my hands flopped down, just like
I wasn't
a
there. I
little
wasn't
gay
there, but I
boy.
might as well have been, you know, because I
A
know.
little gay boy standing on the playground.
All right, so this is a show we're recapping. So this is the aftermath of the hair loss party fight. So They're still in this weird conference room at the Mondrian, which, by the way, is the only place that they're allowed to shoot
That's
this
the only
season.
place.
Because they're there again today for some other reason. But we're at the Mondrian, and Kristen's storming off with Luke, doing her one shoulder shimmy and hitting the side of her head over and over again with her shoulder bone. Going, fuck this shit. Sorry that you've been cheating for a year, Michelle. Sorry. And now we said it. And now we said it.
And there's still like chaos happening, and Jack's like, who's here? Is he here? Is it Luke? Is he here? And then Zach's like, no, they left. They totally left. They all left. Which has been Kristen.
Janet's like, Kristen has ruined enough meals for me, and I'm going to eat, okay? I need to get through this. So, it's mayhem in there. Brittany's like, I was just trying to help, okay? Here, can I suggest this so we can all just get along? I need you guys to make me feel pretty, okay? I need you guys to make me feel sexy and stuff, okay?
And Jasmine's like, why is she bringing up the protection again? This has nothing to do with protection. And she's like, I don't know what the rumor is, because we then get a flashback that Jax tells Jasmine that there is a rumor, but doesn't say what the rumor is, because he wants Jasmine to go and do digging at this dinner party, which she doesn't do. She just alludes to Janet that there's a rumor. So they're just all lighting fires under each other's asses.
Yeah, and Jasmine, Jasmine's always solved a mystery, but it's very obvious to literally everybody else in the room, but it's always new to her, which I really like. She's like, I know that deep down inside, Jesse's catching on. Yeah, you think? What?
Yeah, maybe. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
You think Jesse is just figuring out his wife is cheating? You think Jesse does not go through her phone constantly and know her iCloud passwords, etc.? Of course he does. That's why he's freaking out all the time. You
think Jesse?
But he knows that this is a lose game. It's like he can't win. So I think he's just like hoping that he can maybe criticize her shoes less and that she'll fall in love with him again. But it takes more work than that, Jess. Okay, it's going to take more than a couple of terrible jackets and some headband hair to win her back.
Yeah, I mean, look, you can only see a dedicated album to Rob Reiner in your wife's phone so many times before you start asking questions. So, Michelle is like, she is still threatening me. She said that my husband told everybody that he's divorcing me. Michelle talks like the location caption in a serious crime TV show, when it's like FBI headquarters, it's like she has it's like she's speaking letter by letter to us at all times. It's just like you can see the typing on the screen happening as she talks.
What do you mean the location? You mean like the
where it says
North 36077 NW
not
East
GPS Geraldine Parsons Smith. I mean when it says that's like X-Files, it's like It's like, FBI headquarters, 3:16 a.m., when it's like
the letters being typed in caps.
It's always like the typewriter. Yeah, it's the typewriter font that comes on. That's how she talks.
Font.
She talks like typewriter font announcing the location.
So yeah, she's like, she is still threatening me. And she said that my husband told everybody that he is divorcing me. And Janet's like, oh, I'm done with this. I am. She's just over there talking about how done she is. Janet, this has nothing to do with you. Calm it, okay? And Brittany's like, I don't know what the heck is happening. I just know that I don't feel very pretty. And Zach's like, Kristen, she was so close with her gossip. It's not that. It's that. Michelle was gonna leave Jesse, not that Jesse was gonna leave Michelle, Kristen.
And then Danny's like, I'm a fixer, so it's hard for me not to say something and try to fix the situation. I mean, at the least I can do, I was hoping I could just say that zombie for you love each other.
You're not a fixer, and I hate when people say that. You literally made your wife come home last week from the girls' trip because the air conditioner broke and you couldn't take care of things on your own. You're literally the furthest thing from a fixer I've ever seen, sir. Okay?
And Neil's like, we don't need to get in the middle of it. We don't need to get in the middle. And he's like, I just want to help. I can help. 302, baby.
Fix things, honey. I can fix things. How come he has a southern accent, but then his sister has a Midwestern accent?
They are children of the country. They represent all our regions.
They're the United Straight, the United Stripes,
United States of America.
United Straight. That is the show, basically. The United States of.
Hello, erasure.
That was definitely Koopa Troopa head erasure right there that you were engaging in, and I will not take it. Oh, did you see the text between? It wasn't a text, but it was like a snotty Instagram post that he made about Joe's hair. It was so rude. You really need to rethink how you talk to people, sir, on the internet. It was really offensive. I was really offended.
Zach making snotty comments about hair. You know he's banned from doing that until he fixes the Lego helmet.
Well, it just shows how little self-awareness he had. But he said something like, "Oh my God, that hair, like I would never, I cannot believe that is even a hairstylist, Kristen," or something like that. And she wrote back, "Zach, oh my God, Zach, it's so good to hear from you. I wouldn't say that because it's my business. You know what I mean? That was kind of mean. I wouldn't do that. I hope we can move forward in positivity and joy with each other because I love your hair." Have you ever heard anybody say that? Probably. I did. I love your hair, Zach. I'm a fan, Zach. So that didn't work out really very well for either one of them, really. But it was fun watching these newbies try to dig it out on the Instagram.
Yeah, I really enjoy all the crossover with Vanderpump Rules, how they pull flashbacks from one show, put them on another. Did you read yesterday the news that Vanderpump Rules is not filming this summer?
I did. Smart move, I think. What do you think?
I think so, too. They want to give the cast some time to sort of like chill out. Plus, also, Ariana's going to be hosting Love Island. And someone on Twitter made a very hilarious observation, which is Lala's pregnancy, once again, sidelined. She's like, okay, so now I finally have a storyline. I'm the only one's pregnant. They're going to have to focus on me.
I know. This summer, everything's going to happen to Lala. She's going to find her dream man, get married, get a divorce, and have a baby. And none of it's going to be on screen. Yeah. I think it's a really good idea. I'm wondering if they're still going to try and fake this something about her opening, because they were supposed to open in May to coincide with the opening of the show. So I'm wondering if they're going to still try that or if they're going to hold off until the actual show. And I think that that's a sign of, like, how real is this place? So we'll see. I don't know, but I think it is a good idea because they are kind of at the end of a huge arc, and
they need to.
I'm impressed that they know it. They're making it sound like it was their decision, and they're doing what's best for the show and letting people live their lives. I think it's because they're like, well, we can't lose Ariana. she's clearly not going to quit Love Island. So
yeah, I think that's really what it's all about. They're just going to kind of Although it's gonna be weird to see the show filming like not in the summer. I feel like the show is so tied to the summer. Like it feels like it's such a summer show. Everything always is about like big sunshine and everything. So. Well, I guess we'll see. So,
maybe it's going to just be a Katie-centric season when people can start just wearing black every day again. It's like it's finally a Katie season, a fall season, a pasty, dark-colored black lipstick kind of a season. And I'm here for it.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Okay, so Michelle is saying, because they're all talking about like this rumor that, et cetera. And Michelle is like, did any of the people in this room say that? And Jax is like, should I say something just so I get involved? Like I did it, yell at me or something like that. Because like I just feel like I'm left out. I don't know what to do with myself when I'm not involved in the conversation. Like it's really weird.
So by the way, Michelle, last week this ended with Michelle going, "Everybody get back in there. I have something to say.
Yeah.
Everybody get back in there, everybody." And then everybody gets back there and she's like, like doesn't say anything, like hello. So then there's still mayhem basically, and Jax is like, "Jesse, you okay, Jesse?" And Jesse's like, Jesse said he's going to divorce you in 2 months, and if anybody's going to divorce anybody, it's Michelle divorcing me. And everyone's like, yeah, duh.
Michelle's
Yeah.
right there, by the way, too, when he says this. And so I was like, yeah, like we all know that, clearly, yeah, etc. So now Jesse does this whole thing. He's like, and I've been working. Divorce isn't even in my vocabulary. And apparently neither is a comb, I'd like to add. So he says, my parents are together. Both sets of grandparents passed away together. The old days, you made a commitment to somebody and you just stuck with it. And that's my mentality. I love my family and I'll do whatever it takes to keep the family together. I'm a fighter. We made a commitment to each other. That's a big deal to me. Okay, stop talking about the old days. Okay, what are you, like 1875? Divorce has been with us for a little while now, sir.
Also, was it a
miserable.
murder-suicide? How did they die together? I like that. My grandparents went out. They stayed together until the very end. I like that they were like, honey, it's time. Let's go. I've paid property taxes one too many goddamn years. Let's Thelma and Louise this shit.
They were the old people, and maybe they were the old people who drove off and disappeared. We talked about on Morbid that one time.
Yeah, on the song.
Yeah,
I forgot what song that was. But yeah, also it's always the terrible men who treat their wives like shit, who say things like, divorce isn't even in my vocabulary. Because that's also what Jax was saying last week. Divorce isn't in my vocabulary before he's all over the news fucking his publicist in the bathroom or whatever was going around last week, you know? And that was just last week. I know it's allegedly. I'm not claiming it's true, but I'm claiming it's always something with that one, okay? AM, PM.
Also, you know, I feel like there's a lot of words that aren't in Jesse's vocabulary, and it does not give him a pass on anything. In fact, it almost makes me feel like he's like, maybe he even hides behind that concept. Like, divorce isn't even my vocabulary. We make it work out. So he knows he can be a dick because they're not going to divorce because they're going to make it work. So guess what?
That's why divorce is important.
Yeah. Consequences. You know,
Yeah, you can't just do whatever you want and stay and expect somebody to stay with you. And every friend of mine who gets married, I always say, listen, I will be here for your wedding party and I will be here for your divorce party. We got married way before you got married to this lug of nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm here now. I'll be here after he's gone. When you're ready to let him go, let me know and I will hire somebody to help you pack because I'm not coming to do that again. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I've packed enough of your shit, your boyfriend's shit for you. And if you call me one more time asking to pack a terrible man's thing up and get them out of the house while you sit on the phone crying to your mother, we're done. Our friendship is done. This is going too far into a personal story, but you get the gist.
well, Jesse then addresses the group and says, can we all agree that Kristen doesn't actually need to be part of this group anymore? I'm like, no, we do not agree to that whatsoever. And Michelle goes, I think our stance is if we're going to a group event, it's us or Kristen at the group event. I'm like, oh, you go fuck yourself. Don't make it like that. People have to choose between you guys and Kristen. That's rude. And that's rude to the audience.
You're asking people to choose between you, a lady who can barely string a sentence together, and the star of the fucking Bravo at the moment. Okay? No, ma'am.
Yeah.
My Lebanese queen. Did you know that Kristen was Lebanese?
I did not know that.
I did not know that. Somebody told us in the comments that she had mentioned it on our podcast. That's my Lebanese queen. How dare you? That's my Lebanese sister. You better back the fuck off, Michelle. Okay?
Yeah, I don't want the person who has the personality of a pipe cleaner making an ultimatum over who I get to hang out with.
Kristen has a personality of the resin in the pipe. You know what I mean? I choose Kristen. Pipe cleaner. Get the fuck out of here. At the end of the day, you're both
resin.
necessary, but I choose the gunk. Okay?
Team Gunk. Two gunkles have chosen the gunk.
I'm a gunkle.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
The weather's getting warmer. Time to ditch jackets and sweaters for shorts and tees.
I used to waste my money on clothes that would only last for one season until I found Quince. Now I've got high quality pieces that never go out of style that I'll be wearing year after year.
Quince has all the seasonal must-haves like 100% European linen shirts, performance polos, and versatile flow-knit activewear.
And the best part, all Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands.
By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings onto us. I have this great goldenrod overshirt that I got from Quince, and I just wore it last week to a Bruce Springsteen concert, and I looked quite chic.
Upgrade your wardrobe. Go to quince.com/crappens for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns.
That's QUINCE.com/crappens to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/crappens.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah, Randy.
Since we founded Bombas, we've always said our socks, underwear, and T-shirts are super soft. Any new ideas?
Maybe sublimely soft.
Or disgustingly cozy?
Wait, what?
I got it. Bombas. Absurdly comfortable essentials for yourself
And for those facing homelessness.
because one purchased equals one donated.
Wow, did we just write an ad?
Yes.
Bombas. Big comfort for everyone. Go to bombas.com/Wondery and use code Wondery for 20% off your first purchase.
So Janet's like, well, for me personally, she's not invited to my shit. What shit, Janet? Okay? The only shit you've done is a charity thing begging people for money. Okay? I don't want to go to your thing. It costs thousands of dollars to go to
I
your
know.
thing. Be quiet over there, Janet.
No, like I feel like Janet's only shit is like opening up a bottle of Tropicana in her fridge. So, like, really. So the producer's like, so is Kristen in possession of secrets that need protecting? And Michelle, the worst liar in the world, goes, no, I can't think of what secrets Kristen is referring to. Just stares.
Yeah, she's such a bad liar. And if we didn't already know that this was true, I would believe her because that's how I am. I believe liars. I really do. I act like I'm so tough and I don't believe shit, but I do. I was shocked by Sandoval. I'm still shocked by Sandoval.
Everyone was,
still to this
everyone
day,
was shocked by Sandoval. Everyone was.
I know,
Not to,
but I pride myself on being judgier than that, but I wasn't, and all the signs were there. Okay, we're not beating ourselves up over that today, guys. Let it go. So Jesse's like, well, everybody, thanks for having this dinner, and Zach goes, yeah, Jax, thanks for losing your bald spot, Jax. I made a bald joke. Did anybody hear that, or was it wasted? Was it wasted or not?
yeah, was it wasted? Okay, everyone stop. Stop right now. Stop. Zach, I really like that when Zach talks, he always looks like he's just pushing open a door into a building. Okay, everyone, that palm goes forward. All right, everyone, stop. Look, his bald spot.
So they make a cheers, and Jax is like, here's to losing your hair. Jasmine's like, yeah, I'm going to need your product now. I'm so stressed over all this nothing I'm contributing. And so then the next day, everybody's talking about the night before. And we start up with Michelle and Jesse in their kitchen. And Michelle's like, I dropped off Isabella at school, and then I went for a hike, and I thought smoothies would be good this morning, so I got us a smoothie.
So you just turned her into like a circa 2008 text to dictation, text to voice. It's like when I was like, my name is Bruce. There was like Bruce, and then there was like Sarah. I think that's
my friend Gerald always dogs like this, where she adds a D onto things. And Michelle did it in one sentence. And for some reason, now it makes me think of Gerald dogging like this.
It definitely gives me flashbacks to when that feature became commonly available. And I was like typing in things like, I want to go fuck myself. Like, let's make a curse. So Michelle's like, last night was something, that's such a Michelle line. Of course she would.
so non.
Like, can we just, you're
so
wasting air.
non-committal. Last night was something.
Yeah, Kristen is becoming pathological in her lying, and it's sad.
Do they hold a parade for Kristen at some point in the season? Because they're really villainizing Kristen, and she could have just saved your life. You know what I mean?
If it is a
she's
parade,
telling
it's
the
going to
truth.
definitely be a Thanksgiving Day parade, and there'll be a giant float of Kristen going down Fifth Avenue with people holding it, and she's just bumping into all the buildings. Mariposa! Happy Thanksgiving, everyone!
And then someone will
Mariposa.
post that on. Someone will post it on Twitter, and Mary Cosby will say, "Oh my God, thank you." Thinking it's a float of her. Do you remember that?
Yes. Remember, you know how like Thanksgiving Day floats, there's always like one section that deflates. That's what'll happen to Kristen. It'll be like her like shoulder will deflate a little bit.
That's
and
how
it'll
it's
be, like,
designed. The foot is just kind
chamber.
of melted in certain places.
It drags along, just hitting trees on Central Park.
The only like helium is in the shoulder, so it just keeps kind of bumping up every time there's a new pump.
She glides up against Woodstock. Suck a dick, Woodstock.
Last night was something. Yeah, she is pathological. She doesn't know anything about our marriage. Okay, well, before you were just being subtle. Now you're just out and out lying, right? So Jesse's like, well, I mean, you stuck up for me right away, which was kind of hot. Yeah, also, don't you think it was a little suspicious? Why would she stick up for you? She's just trying to stop the fight, sir. She doesn't care about you.
She goes, yeah, because apparently it's not true. And he goes, yeah, I mean, I think what it's actually doing is bringing us closer together. And the more we say that, the more it's going to actually be true, right? Because like we're sticking up for each other. We're buying smoothies for each other now. Grayish purple smoothies that taste disgusting. What the fuck were you doing, Michelle, when you bought this?
She's like,
That's her big move. That's her
it gets in my head. But then I start thinking about things like, when you go out with the girls and, you don't post any pictures. Like you always post pictures. So when you don't post pictures, I'm like, wait, is she out with the girls or is she seeing Rob Reiner? Like, what the heck? I mean, like it used to be you posting pictures of you cheersing with girls. And then next you're posting like a picture of a guy's body, but then with like a giant Christmas ham on top of it as a head. I don't really understand. Or cryptic meathead. Skinamax porn.
I mean, the last time we had sex, you said, call me Gloria. What was that about? So he's like, she used to yell at me when we first started dating if I put my cell phone face down. And then all of a sudden, she starts putting her cell phone face down. And for years, she wouldn't go out and have a margarita without doing a boomerang. And then all of a sudden, no more posting. I mean, do you know how upsetting it is when you can't see your wife picking up a margarita and putting it down and picking it up and putting it down and picking it up and putting it down and picking it up and putting it down? I miss my boomerangs.
I love when he said that. God, she was always good for a couple of boomerangs every time she went out. Well, you know who else doesn't post boomerangs anymore? Literally everybody. Have you seen who posts a boomerang? I haven't seen that in years.
You know what I can't stand? Can we just talk about this for a second? I enjoy a boomerang, but I hate when people all they post are boomerangs. I'm like that's not good enough. That's not good enough. You
need a higher effort post.
Well, I like a boomerang, in the mix, but there's certain people where all they do is post boomerangs, and then what happens
their personality is a boomerang.
That's all they do. That drives me absolutely nuts.
Well, if you look down their timelines, our personalities are boomerangs in every way. It's like the same thing over and over. It's like, oh my God, you had a nice dish of salmon. Wow. What a shocker. You also did this 10 times in 2018. Okay. It's like the same thing over and over again. They date the same people in different bodies, get married in the same dress over and over again, keep the same haircut. Like just drop the boomerang people.
I know. Now, if we're talking about the Boomerang soundtrack, totally down with that.
Boomerang the film. What about women's toenails? Am I right, guys?
Listen, any movie that brings together Eartha Kitt and Grace Jones and Halle Berry.
That's a winner.
And Robin
Gibbons.
Gibbons.
In any book, for sure.
Is a winner.
I don't know what we're talking about or why.
Boomerangs.
Or where. Or when.
It's that
Boomerangs.
Michelle used to do boomerangs and now she doesn't.
Now, Michelle's clearly cheating at this point. Now, I'm on Team
Michelle.
Michelle.
That's how you know you're dating a director, because the director definitely shamed her. You called this cinema? I thought
I would like to see you post in Final Cut a little bit more, at least. You can get the iPad version for $40.
I don't want to hear about audience engagement. This is not audience engagement. I'll tell you what audience engagement is. Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, a courtroom, Kevin Bacon on the side, a few good men. Thank you very much.
The original line was, you can't handle the Ruth. Because there was a character named Ruth. It was a real ball buster. They didn't like us. We changed it. It worked out okay. She's like, oh my God, if I have to hear this story one more time, at least it's better than going home to Jesse. So I'm totally on her side for cheating, by the way. I know we're supposed to stay even and be mad at her, even because we're mad at other people who cheat, but I'm totally on her side.
Yeah, let's not forget that Jesse is the biggest piece of shit on this show. So this is actually a very empowering storyline.
I wish that it never had come out so you could just get forgiven and then cheat on him again. Like, I wish you could just do it multiple times. Like, once isn't enough.
8 is enough.
Okay, 8 is enough. You're right. Okay, so then he's like, yeah, well, you've been standing up for me at least, because she won't answer anything. He's basically like, this is fishy and that's fishy, and the fact that you hate me, and the fact that you won't look me in the eye, and the fact that the last time I had a boner, you put a chip clip on it. I mean, like, I'm getting the feeling that you don't like me. And she's just looking off into space like,
Just thinking about what her next potential boomerang would be if she still did them. I mean, she is sort of like a human boomerang. She's like, I mean, she's a very vacant soul. So she goes, that should not be in your head. And you shouldn't think like that. Like, you shouldn't have to worry. Like, we have never had that type of relationship where we have to worry about each other. And I've been honest with you. Like, look, here's me being honest.
So she's like, okay. He says, okay, well, I guess Team Michelle and Jesse then. And she's like, Team Michelle and Michelle and Michelle and Michelle. Are you boomeranging? Are you boomeranging your sentences?
I would really like that. I'm really missing your boomerangs. We all know. I know you're doing it with someone. It's not me.
So next up, Jax and Britney's house. Sherry and Mima are there. And Mom's like, hey, how was the dinner? Y'all went to the dinner the other night. How was that dinner? I'm like, say dinner again, please. I just... Why are Sherry and Britney getting thicker accents? It doesn't make any sense.
Why does it feel like they're also shucking beans, even though they're not? They're all just sort of standing there, just like doing stuff with their hands. Like, oh, these beans are almost done.
I know. They're acting like they're picking corn off the stalk. Like, what do you do?
I feel like they just are like, hey, you want to go to Starbucks and chuck some beans?
Like, ma'am, could you please put down the cake pop?
I would have thought this was a fava bean.
She's sucking the sprinkles off of the cake pop.
Ma'am, could you please put down that packet of sous vide egg bites? Oh, but I need to shuck them. Come on.
Ma'am, I was like, I'd like a beer latte. We don't do that, ma'am. Fuck this place, goddamn liberals.
Mama, you can't throw your cheese at the wall like that. This is Starbucks.
How was the dinner? Y'all went to dinner. How was the dinner? Anybody make you feel pretty at the dinner? And
She's like, it was fun. She
Yeah,
says
she's
fine,
like,
but like it says fun, which is fun too. I like that about Britney, that when she says fine, it sounds like fun because she has to tell herself that things when they're just fine are actually fun. It makes sense.
She's got, it's the toxic positivity, you know. I don't know if it's called toxic positivity. It's in her place because it's really only hurting herself, right? What would you call it? Like self-inflicting positivity? I don't know what self-harm. It's like cutting positivity.
It's like tragic positivity. Yeah.
Tragic positivity. Yeah. So Sherry's like, what do you mean fine? And she's like, well, there was just crap that happened, mama. You crying? No. You shucking tears? Yeah, I'm shucking tears.
Oh, there's so many. It's really annoying shucking tears. They come in pods, and you have to pull them out of the pods and peel them out of their skin, then boil them. It's hard. So
next up, Kristen and Luke.
Yeah, they're driving to the doctor, and she's talking about her fight with Michelle. She's like, seriously? And she's also, by the way, her seat is so far back for some reason. She's like, seriously? She's like, do I want to lose Michelle out of my life? Of course I don't. I want to go to movie premieres, but like, maybe we can survive this and like come to a place of tranquility in a way, or like, maybe we can't. Who's to say? She's fucking Rob Reiner, that's for sure. Oops.
And then Danny and Nia, and Danny's like, now it seems like Kristen knows something about Michelle, like, and she was threatening her, like, that I know, which means something's about to blow up. That's what I'll say. Something's about to blow up. It's a good home, good down Southern gentleman saying it too.
I know, but what is it? So then we go up to Janet and Jason. And Janet's like, hey, Jason, I'm still like shaken over last night. dare I say, shooketh. And Jasmine told me Jax knows what Kristen meant by this protection comment. And this is what has made me so shaken. Who is Jasmine? Where did she come from?
She's like, here's what I think that happened. Michelle confided in Britney and Kristen something about her marriage, and then one of them told Jax, and now Jax is testing Jasmine. Jason is just sitting there. This is the look of a man who's not cheating yet in the physical world, but he is cheating a lot in his head. He's like, if I run, will she find me? He's like, where can I possibly go that she won't find? She's going to find me. She's going to kill me. But I can't do it, right? What if I did do it? Oh, God, there I am in a Starbucks, and it's a gorgeous woman. Why is she pulling the sprinkles off of a cake pop? Stop hitting on my mama in the dream Starbucks.
Oh, yeah. I totally ship Jason and Meemaw. So Jason's like, so what do you and Jasmine have to do with any of this? And Jan's like, the telephone game has begun, okay? And I'm a subscriber to MCI, okay? I shouldn't know that a secret exists, and Jasmine shouldn't know what the secret is. And here we are. And he goes, have you spoken to Britney about this? No, I want to, though. Jax should know better than to spread a rumor about someone's marriage. I'm sorry, but like, even just yesterday, Sheena calls me and says, hey, Katie saw a rumor about Jax cheating online. Now, technically, did I just spread a rumor about someone's marriage? Yes.
But I didn't do it because I was saying that somebody else did it. So, do you see what I mean? It's not bad when you're reporting the news if somebody else is reporting the news. Does it make any sense? I'm going to cry now. He's like, are you going to cry? Totally. Okay, cry. She's like, this is so hurtful. Wah, wah. Am I crying? No, are you trying to? I am. Am I now? No. You're still not. You're still not crying, but it hurts.
You know what? Jax is a real big talker when it comes to other people's situations and drama. And it almost does kind of feel like, is it like a flashbang like the police throw to like distract you over here and like make you disoriented? Like, so then you can't remember what's really happening over here. I'm like, A, is that a thing that happens? And B, like literally you're talking about someone else's marriage. You're actually talking about two different marriages at the same time right now.
Yeah, I mean, I knew flashbangs, but I didn't know that that's what they were for. Those tricky police. I'll tell you. What will they come up with next? Where's the Flash Patty LaPone? Where they're like, hey, all right, we need to get in the east door, so send it off at the west door. Go. It's like, I don't know my frightened. I know my way around here. And everyone starts looking, and then the police make it in the east door. You know, it's a Flash LaPone.
Don't cry for me, rioters in the street. The truth is I always was distracting you.
So then, by the way, Janet, you're no great mystery solver, okay? Jax is starting shit both to distract, but also just to entertain himself because everybody still knows that Jax is a cheater. But he's also telling you the truth because look who else is cheating. Michelle. Okay, just listen to Kristen. Take what you're getting and consider it a gift and stop trying to victimize Santa Claus. You know what I mean? Like you're not criminalize Santa Claus is what I'm saying. Kristen's giving you a juicy gift. Someone is cheating. You're the biggest gossip in the group. You just got some gossip. Thank fucking Santa Claus, okay? Or you're getting coal next year. Thank Lebanese Santa Claus.
Jason's like, certain people need some hobbies or jobs or something because this is just outrageous. And she's like, there's no reason that I should know this. I am outraged that I know a rumor and I have to now spread that I know a rumor and that will imply that there's a rumor out there and then they can figure it out and tell it back to me. I am outraged.
And this is where she pretends that she's crying. It's so funny. And like, I just can't take that somebody's gossiping. And I like when he said, some people really need to get a job and do other things. He's kind of looking at her like, and by some people, I mean, I just impregnated her. Okay, so like, get a hobby.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
It's 3 o'clock somewhere. Time for a My Mochi ice cream snack. My Mochi ice cream is cool, creamy scoops of premium ice cream wrapped in sweet, pillowy dough. And get this, all of My Mochi's fabulous flavors like strawberry, mango, double chocolate, and cookies and cream are only around 80 calories per piece. Talk about a guilt-free, indulgent experience. Each box of My Mochi ice cream has 6 perfectly portioned, gluten-free mochis that are great for grab and go. So feel good while curbing your afternoon cravings or the midnight munchies. Yeah, You know who you are with the joyfully chill sensation of My Mochi ice cream. Find My Mochi ice cream at Target or visit mymochi.com to locate a grocery store near you.
So Luke and Kristen go to the fertility doctor. Now, this fertility doctor is in that big tall building in the valley. It's like the only tall building in the valley where everything takes place in. I've been to so many failed meetings in that building. I didn't even know there was fertility in there as well. I mean, there are so many jobs I haven't gotten in that building. It's bad luck.
Yeah, everything's in that building. Fertility. There's a tailor. It's the former offices of CISO. It's just like so much happening in there. So Kristen's like, I just want to know that I'm like a fertile myrtle. And like we've been having unprotected sex for like 6 months. So like, why hasn't it happened yet? Like, he's gonna check my ovaries. The higher number of follicles, the greater chance I have of getting pregnant. Caw. So they go in. It's like our standard fertility thing. She gets scans and everything. And the doctor's like, well, it's good. So here's the good news. You got 5 to 10. And at 48, that is great. Unfortunately, they're all waving their arms like this and knocking into each other. So that's not going to be good for your ovaries. Why do your follicles look like they're trying to sell used cars? Has anyone told that to you before?
And Luke's like, just seeing those follicles is such a relief. And you can just see it wash over her face. Kristen's not just my girlfriend. She will be the mother of my children. She will be my wife one day. Let's just hope for a little Luke. I just see Luke's face. Like, you know, when a door's open, but it can't open all the way because there's a security chain there and just one eye peeking through like, it's daddy.
I'll tell you where I've seen Luke's face. In the side mirror on my car. Every time I want to make a right turn and there's a bicyclist right there. They're all Luke. They are all Luke. We all know. You're like, I'm just going to make a right turn because what could be hard? I'm in the right lane. There's nothing but bushes to the side of my car. What could go wrong with me making a right turn? God damn it, there's a bicycle there. All of a sudden, I just killed someone almost. And then you look and it's always Luke in the mirror.
It's always Luke. And he's got like a Dr. Pepper logo on his shirt. You're like, you are not being sponsored by Dr. Pepper, you fucking liar, Luke.
And then he gets mad at you. He gives you a look like, share the road. And then he goes right through the red light.
Bikers, I'm telling you.
Bikers.
So I almost got beat up by one of them, but this recap's already 5 hours, so we'll move on. So she's got lots of follicles, unlike Jax. Am I right? You can tell this is a show about middle age because every week is just going to focus on follicles. So he's like, okay, just keep trying, okay? She's like, we'll keep practicing. Am I right? It's a good one, right?
Follicles.
Right.
It was the original name of Stephen Sondheim's musical, Follicles. They changed it to Follies, but you know.
Here's to the ladies who braid everybody curl.
The Will Rogers Follicles.
Still at the west entrance. So like, get Flashbang Patty out of the entrance, please. Okay, this mission is over.
Flashbang Patty. Flashbang Patty.
Ain't nobody here but us flashbangs. All right, so Jax and Britney's house. Cruz is having. This is so funny to me. Okay, it's not that Cruz is having a therapy session. That's not what's funny. But Cruz has his therapist over, so they're talking, and Jax is like, shh, shh. Cruz is talking, guys. Cruz is having his therapy. Can we just be quiet? Okay, Jax. Well, we can go sit outside if you want to. Shut up, Britney. Shut up. Paying a lot of money for Cruz. Cruz is trying to concentrate.
I don't want my son to have your accent, so stop talking.
It was so funny. The only one making noise is him, and the only one adding stress to the situation. It's like, okay, well, we'll go outside and be real quiet. Be quiet, Britney. Britney. Like, I'm just going to go outside. Yeah. Quiet.
He is very fussy. So he's just being a real dick. And Brittany's like, oh, if Jax shushes me one more time, I'm going to knock the fire out of him. I'm like, I think the burning sensations that Jax feels will be with him the rest of his life.
Yeah. If antibiotics couldn't knock him out, you're certainly not going to. Okay. So Brittany goes outside and Jax is like, hey, Brittany, have you seen my glasses? She's like, Jax, you want to say to be quiet.
I found them next to the therapist. Sorry. So Janet and Jason come over and they go into the backyard. And Brittany's like, "Hi, look at you, pregnant sporty thoughts. Am I right? You're a cool guy. I didn't want to help me shuck these beans." They're like, "You're holding a glass of Diet Coke." Oh, whoops. Well, never mind.
So Janet's like, how are you, Brittany? And she goes, oh my God, how am I? Look how red my eye is. It's been killing me all day. I'm wondering if, like, in all the craziness, maybe I got my eye scratched.
Yeah. Your eye was scratched by words. In all that craziness. Hey, and I turned on the TV the other day and they had a movie about my eye. I was like, I can't believe there's a movie called Red Eye. And it was a movie about my eyeball being on a plane. And then, like, Cillian Murphy was next to it and, like, held my eyeball hostage. It was so scary.
Janet's just like, maybe. She goes, yeah, I really don't know. So Jax is talking about how annoyed he is. And Janet's like, okay, well, Jax, I wanted to ask you about this. I was just crying very hard about it in my house. Ask Jason. Jason, tell him I was crying. Jason. Okay, because last night, Jasmine was like, well, Jax just told me he knows what the protection comment is about, and he told me what it is. So what's the protection comment? I wanted to ask you about it. Not that it's my business. I'm not a gossip. I really hate gossips.
Hey, what are you talking about? Protection? I got a red eye from all the craziness. And Jax is like, oh, no, it's just what Kristen told me. I told you what? They have a red eye from the craziness? Because I got that.
And he's like, then Michelle's doing something on the side, okay? Like, whatever, like texting, whatever. She's like, when did Kristen tell you something? He's like, well, when she was here one night when she was drunk, okay? So Janet's like, oh, okay. I didn't even know what it was. This is the first time I've ever heard anything about this. I simply can't believe it. Janet, you're such a liar. You've been dying to talk about this. I kind of love that about Janet.
No, I love Janet's messy ass. She's hilarious to me. I love it. She knows she's messy. She doesn't even care. So Jax is like, listen, this is again, this is coming from Kristen. So it could be absolutely nothing, but we should use it like it's actually something very reliable. So Janet's like, I mean, Jasmine also said that you said that you know the details of the situation too. And so that's why I was like, okay, well, if it's coming from someone who's like not Kristen, like, I don't know. And Brittany's like, well, I'm not Kristen and I'm not going to tell my friends' business unless they get their eye red from all the craziness.
So she's like, well, whether I know something or don't know something, Brittany was not in it because Brittany ain't running her mouth, okay? That's what's happening, Jax. So actually, you know what's just dawning on me now is that Jax is kind of being a good friend here if you think about it. He's like trying to be messy by getting what Kristen said out there about the marriage, but Jason told all the men, my wife goes to the Chateau Marmont every night and is like flirting with some director every single night she's there with this guy, right? Didn't he say that? And none of the guys really tattled, I don't think. I think Jax is like trying to get this gossip out without tattling.
No. No.
Okay, good. Correct me, because it doesn't feel right.
No, because Jax could have just said it to Jesse. Jesse doesn't like Kristen as it is. Jax could have just pulled aside Jesse and said, this is what I've heard. But instead, he's doing it this roundabout way, so that way all the women look like psychos and they look like gossipers, and he's like, oh, whoa, whatever, I'm being a cool bro. So he's actually not being a nice guy because he's making other people look bad.
Right. I mean, I guess I'm saying he's being a good friend to what's his face, Jesse.
Well, he would just tell
by
Jesse.
not outing Jesse's. He's not outing Jesse's secret because Jesse told the guys a secret. So he's not outing Jesse, but he's still trying to out Michelle through Kristen. So in other words, he's still being an asshole, but he's not betraying his friend with the information he could be betraying. He could be blowing this stuff all up with the information Jesse himself gave him, but instead he's trying to blow it up through information that Kristen gave him while she was drunk. It's like, listen, I know that morally, I'm not saying anything's okay. I'm just saying it's like Jack logic is funny to me.
Jax is still punishing Kristen because he doesn't like Luke, and that's what this is about. So, so anyway, now we go over to Danny and Nia. And Nia is still feeling obviously very sad because she is dealing with postpartum and she has been very reluctant to even call it postpartum. She just keeps calling it baby blues because she doesn't want to give it power. But she then goes and FaceTimes with her sister-in-law, Sally, who had postpartum and now helps people through it. And the conversation's really good. And it sort of like reminds Nia that she's not alone and that this is something that happens and that's treatable. And Nia ends the scene feeling very liberated because she was sort of scared to call it postpartum and realized that there was power in acknowledging what it is and, you know, taking the next steps to treat it. So it was a nice little scene.
Have you ever thought of asking my brother to stop making zombie voice while you're trying to sleep? But he has to go over his lines. Still, no one can sleep like that. It's kind of hard going trying to sleep when all I can hear is. Want to read my cue lines, honey?
Sally is very Midwestern. It's like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So I can come help you if you need some help. I can give you some referrals if you need them.
I'm like, wow.
How's it going, Sally? Oh, it's going. I'll tell you that much. It's going, that's for sure. It's like a car with the key in the ignition put in neutral just on a hill going. Okay, no one knows where to, but it sure is going. How does she talk like that? And then her brother talks like this. Do you think they're just like a Samuel French accent tape kind of a family?
I don't think they're related. I think that maybe I feel like her husband may be Danny's brother or something like that.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, because she's
They
definitely...
didn't say Danny's sister. They said...
the sister-in-law.
Nia's sister-in-law.
And she even said something. Nia said our sister-in-law, which is like this weird, like, we do everything as a couple, including refer to our in-laws as our.
Yeah, I don't understand family trees. They're so confusing. Like
they are.
Is my cousin's husband my cousin?
Your cousin's husband? Sure.
Like Jenna's husband. Is that my cousin?
It's like your cousin-in-law, but I feel like people just call them cousins. I don't know. Cousins is weird. I feel like there's no formalized way of discussing cousins-in-law. Like, I think I would call them cousin.
I think he's being othered, and I don't like it. It's like I talk about my cousin Jenna, but what about Reed? You know, Reed has new music coming out soon. Reed Umstadt, the Reed Brothers. Go check it out on Spotify. Ding, love you, buddy. Congratulations. Okay, so Nia had the baby blues. I think it's so sad. I'm so glad when the scene's over, though, because, you know, stuff like that makes me uncomfortable because it's real. I feel bad for her. And people like having real feelings and stuff. I don't like it. So Jax takes Britney to an intimacy tantric sexpert. That's what I need, you know? Yeah. Because this, not real. this is not real. This is like, what I need.
Yeah, this lady, she's sort of... So Brittany is like, hi, Jax, where are you taking me? Who are you going to meet up with? Where are we going to go right now? Is anybody going to be there? I just got over my red eye and I don't want any more craziness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, look, he does take her to a tantric sex place. I don't know if it's the best place to make someone feel sexy. Like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to have sex. But, I mean, it's better than the last time she asked him to make her feel pretty because he took her to the place that put, like... Volkswagen Beetles in her chest. So, yeah, you know, he's like,
look, I'm going to take you to a lady who's somewhere on the spectrum between Angelica Houston and Cher, and she's going to teach us everything we need to know about sex.
We're going to find the biggest, craziest boobs in town to talk about boning. And there's going to be Sage in a very odd living room. Okay.
Yes. So they go to Janelle Gordon, which is not, by the way, that's not who I expect to be like the sexpert. Like sex expert, I'm going to imagine her name is like, you know, Tigris Euphrates.
No.
or like Melange Von Trink.
Yeah.
But
even if
Janelle
it's a normal,
Gordon.
like a regular name, I feel like a Melissa like has some... like there's something like Vanessa, like there's ass in that name at least, you know, like there's something. But yeah, this one is weird. But you know, you have to think back on famous sex therapists. They're never what you would think. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to go to them about sex. It's like Dr. Ruth Westheimer. Oh, you'd like to come in mouth? Do you like come in mouth? Oh, let's talk about coming in mouth. Do you like it in your asshole? How do you like it? And, you know, this like little tiny old lady.
Yeah, and there was that other sex therapist. I forgot her name. And then, it's like, oh God, I haven't been able to get it up. I'm going to talk to Dr. Joyce Brothers. Although she was not a sex therapist. I think she was just...
I was going to say, I don't think she was a sex therapist.
There was the other sex therapist who was like Dr. Ruth, like famous sex therapist. There was...
Miss Manners?
Yes, that's Emily Post. Sue Johansson.
Cindy Adams.
Sue Johansson was a big one.
Okay, so this one is not any of those people. This is Janelle, okay? And she spells her name Jennelle, which is just like, I feel like her mother really liked Wheel of Fortune and just wanted to fuck with people and have them never guess the puzzle. So Jax is like, is this an office or your home?
Yeah.
So I don't know why it sounded so offensive. I think because it's just Jax who said it.
It's also the sort of thing someone says when they've never stepped foot in an office before in their life, because it's literally like a bed and a kitchen and it's like, it's a home. And Janelle has set up a really strange workstation here. So she has them kind of like sit down on the floor in front of her bed, and she's sort of like thrown some like blankets sort of haphazardly on the side of the bed. It's like, Janelle, make your bed. You're on TV. Okay. This is your moment. Make that bed. It's a mess.
Messy beds are part of fucking. Now, I don't want to learn to fuck better from a crazy lady who looks like she literally looks crazy. She has crazy face and a messy bed and who's saging me immediately. Sex shouldn't be about saging. Okay. Take a bath. Can we just take a bath?
Honestly, if Jax walks into my home, I'm going to start trying to smoke him out. I'll be like, shh, I'm getting that torch ready.
If Jax walks into my home, I'm acid bathing, okay? I'm Silkwood showering this shit. Hello there. This is a 2-part recap, okay? This is the end of part 1. Just come back a little later for part 2.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Strolling the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Hitchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. We want to hang with Liz Lang. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
We forever love Ava.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish. She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch. She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel. Ring that bell for Rachel. She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke. Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Here in America, work is in trouble. We've offshored our manufacturing, sent away good jobs, and lost so much ability to make things. American Giant is a company that's pushing back against this tide. They make high-quality clothing, sweatshirts, jeans, dresses, jackets, and so much more, right here in the USA. Visit American-Giant.com and get 20% off your first order when you use code STAPLE20 at checkout. That's 20% off your first order at American-Giant.com, promo code STAPLE20.
I'm Shimol Yai, and I have a new podcast called The Competition. Every year, 50 high school senior girls compete in a massive scholarship competition.
I wouldn't say I have an ego problem, but I'm extremely competitive.
All of the competitors are used to being the best and the brightest, and they're all vying for a huge cash prize.
This will probably be the most intense thing you've ever gone through in your life.
I remember that feeling because I was one of them. I lost. But now I'm coming back as a judge and also a kind of teen girl anthropologist. Because if you want to understand what it's like to be a young woman in America today, The Competition's not a bad place to start.
Hopefully, no one will die on stage tonight.
From Pineapple Street Studios and Wondery, this is The Competition. Follow The Competition on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to The Competition early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.